Why should we take care of our cars? Well, because we want comfort knowing that our cars won't break down on us when we need them most. We like that comfort and we should keep it going. Different ways that we can keep our cars running smoothly is keeping the fluids up to date and make sure that the filters are clean and the pipes are clean and clear as well. Also, making sure that our tires are inflated to the proper amount, that they aren't overfilled or underfilled. And if we do these, then we can make sure that they are taken care of, our whole car is taken care of properly. And we don't have to worry about having clunker cars that fall apart and have different problems with them. And later on, I'll share some personal experiences through my grandfather, who was an auto body man and worked in a shop for all of his life since the time he was about 14, and some personal experience with my parents' cars and the way they take care of them. So keeping the fluids filled in our cars is really important, because if you don't have the fluids in your cars, then your car isn't able to run or function smoothly because it doesn't have the lubricant that the car needs to keep moving. If you have them cleaned out on a regular basis, where they're drained regularly and refilled regularly, you can make sure that you get all the crap that's in your car cleared and make sure that all of the passageways are clean and clear, making it so that the fluid can flow smoothly through your vehicle and make for a smoother, much easier to drive car. Some things that are mentioned in one of the articles called 10 Cheap Ways to Maintain Your Car. Something it says was asking the station when you go to get gas. Ask them about any filters and whether the gas you buy is filtered at the pump, or if the station has a policy about changing the pump filters on a regular basis. If you can't get this, then they advise to go to a different gas station, because they don't have that information and you want that information to try and keep your car running smoothly with the gas that you put into it. Another thing that you can do is look through the manual that comes with your car about the fluids that you need to put in there. When I was reading through the 74 tips article about keeping your car healthy, I found that it mentioned a lot of stuff about doing maintenance on your car yourself, but if you keep the manual with you, you can keep track of all the different things that need to be done to your car and when they need to be done, like all the fluids that need to be changed and all the routine checkups on the car and everything like that. So with that, you can also see which things you can do by yourself, which will help keep down the cost of maintenance. You can do some of these things, that will be great, because then you also learn more about your car. Some things that you can't do, the dealership will have to do, and you'll learn about that in the manual that you have with your car. If you don't have the manual, then I suggest you go buy it from either the dealership, or you can look online with like Amazon or something like that. Another thing I mentioned was keeping your tires well inflated and making sure that the air pressure is at the proper level. Again, your manual says usually what kind of tires you have, and it also says what kind of air pressure levels that your tires need. If you have different tires on your car than what your manual may have, then you want to look on the tires, on the lining of the tire, right by the rim. It says a bunch of different information, and that gives you the pressure of the tires that you should have them at. If you do that, keep them well balanced, you keep the tread on your tire longer and evenly wearing the tread on the tire as well. Making sure that you're rotating your tire with all the oil changes that you do. They recommend rotating your tires every oil change so that the tires evenly get worn out and you're not wearing out the front ones or the back ones before the other ones. So you're not having any baldness on the tires that you'd have to worry about. Something I learned about a long time ago, but came across again and was reminded about, was there's a penny test you do. And if you can stick a penny in the tire, and if you can see the bottom of the statue's head, then tread is getting to be a little bit low. You want it to come straight to the bottom of that. Or if you turn it over and you can see the tip of the head, you need to make sure that you get new tires because the tread is wearing down and you could get close to having baldness, which would make your tire blow out. So going back just a little bit to the pressure, in one of the articles by Peter Dupree, he mentions that if you have an underdeflated tire, it will wear abnormally with the tread on the outside of the edges wearing the tire faster. And it also runs at a higher temperature, which causes a higher chance for blowouts. And so you should really take care of that. Another thing that he mentions is if you overinflate the tire, you're making the balding happen more in the center of the tire. Also, the temperature change also changes the pressure of the tire, and so that creates another reason why you would want to keep the pressure of the tire at the proper level to help prevent the tire tread from wearing faster and to help keep the temperature at a right level. So some bad examples of what happens when you don't take care of your car. With my parents, when my father, he loved not taking care of his cars, and so with his current car, he's got his engine that's basically hanging on by a thread and falling out of his car, and his tires are always balding because he never replaces them, and he has several blowouts a year because he's got like 5 cars and never replaces the tires. And the fluids don't get changed frequently enough, so there's lots of buildup and backup in his car engine, and it creates stalls a lot of times in his cars. Also, a car that I had previously, I bought from my mother, and it was a used car that wasn't properly taken care of, and the fluids weren't changed frequently, and the radiator blew, and a whole bunch of other stuff went wrong because there wasn't enough fluids in the car to make it run smoothly. And when it finally did die, we opened up the engine and there was this nasty goo that was all over everything in the engine, and it looked like a caramel latte all over the engine. So taking care of the car with the proper fluids is definitely an important thing to make them run smoothly and last longer. My grandfather, who's a auto body man and has been worked with cars since he was about 14 years old, comes home and tells us stories all the time and makes sure that his grandchildren know how to take care of their car. And he's always harping on me about the importance of keeping the fluids up. And having that experience with my car, I realized that I wasn't taking care of the car as well as I should have been once the car became mine. Problem was the issues were already done and the damage was done as well. So in conclusion, taking care of your car gives you a sense of security and comfort knowing that your car won't fall apart, it won't break down, and you won't have blowouts on your tires. You know when issues might be occurring, and so you can plan ahead and expect these things to happen. You can also take preventative measures by taking care of these things before they become an issue, which is great because you save more money by doing that. And you can prepare for them and make sure that you have all the things that you need to take care of these different problems that might happen as well. And you can also know when this time might be coming by looking at the manual that comes with your car as well. So again, a very important thing to have is the owner's manual to your car. And this is why we should take care of our cars and make sure that everything is taken care of before it becomes an issue. When you save money, you can end up doing a whole lot more fun and doing a whole lot more traveling too, if traveling something you want to do that would involve your car. So take care of all the things before they become bad and expensive problems, and you'll have a nice running car. And this is why you should take care of your car.